going to travel to Africa. We're going to travel to Indochina. We're going to travel to a place where different ideologies can come together and meet.
The play is called The North China Lover, and it's an adaptation of the book by Marguerite Duras. And I've been obsessed with this book since I read it, which was a long time ago. I think 18, 19 years ago. The story is about this year in the life of the girl. She's called the child, she's not named. It's the 1930s, and the family is French, and they live in French Indochina. And they are, at the end of the year, they're going back to France. And in this last year, she meets this man, the North China Lover of the title, and they have a love affair. It's her first love affair. What's interesting to me about it kind of is the older person looking back at this lost childhood, this lost love, this lost country. It doesn't tell you how to think about it, and it doesn't place any judgment on any of the situations. It just kind of presents them as they are, and it's messy and complicated and very interesting, I think.
Hi, I am David Catlin, and I've been with Lookingglass from the very beginning, 25 years ago, in fact 26 years ago, before we were even a company, and a bunch of students up at Northwestern. We had done a production of Alice in Wonderland that David Schwimmer had directed with his bar mitzvah money. I'm gonna direct The Little Prince, which is written by a guy named Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It's about an aviator who crashes in the Sahara Desert 1,000 miles from anyone and anywhere. He has water for 7, 8 days, and that's it. He is alone, he is stuck, and he is thirsty. In that moment of crisis where he thinks it's all done, out of nowhere appears this little prince. If we can remember what it was like to be a kid, where kids have the ability to see, that they know that what is essential is invisible to the eye, and that it is only with the heart that you can see clearly. They're not caught up in everything that's concrete. They have the ability to imagine, and we sometimes lose that as grown-ups. So I think, to me, this book is a lot about that.
My name is Sarah Gamitter. I'm an artistic associate here at Lookingglass. I have worked with the company as a stage manager, a teaching artist, and as a director of the Young Ensemble. Next season, I am very excited about being the playwright of In the Garden, a Darwinian love story, which is being directed by Jessica Thebus. I felt like I knew a good amount about Charles Darwin. I knew nothing about his wife Emma, and the fact that she was a devout Christian, and all of the potential tensions that brought into their marriage. It follows their relationship from the beginning. There's a scene in the beginning where they are together as children, they're cousins actually. And then he goes off, as everyone knows, on the Beagle voyage and comes back, and they kind of re-meet as adults after he's been off on this 5-year journey. So the story of the play follows that kind of re-meeting as adults, their courtship and their marriage, through the first sort of 10 years of their marriage, during which time Darwin is working on his theory of natural selection. He's working on writing On the Origin of Species, the book that's going to change the world. And so the story follows the kind of the conflicts that come up around him working on this book, which challenges so many of Emma's beliefs, and what happens when that book is published, and the very private conversations that they've been having about God and science and faith and proof. Suddenly, the entire world is having the same conversation, and they're not having it in as loving a way as Charles and Emma. I think everyone has the experience of having a loved one or a close friend who thinks something really different from what you think. And I think we've all had that experience of having to negotiate that, the relationship in and around those disagreements.
I hope people will subscribe to our 2013-2014 season, or renew their subscription and stay with us for another 25 years.
The 2013-2014 season Uncharted, unexpected, unpredictable.